Yo, guys, Urb'n Barz brings you the best UK reactions to rap, hip hop, and urban music from all around the world. Guys, we're back with our man NF, and we're back with the Perception album, guys, and we're back with the 5th track on that album, and that track, guys, is called Dreams. The first 4 tracks have been absolutely awesome, guys, so let's get with it.
Yeah. Most of my life's full of sad days. Started at a young age. Yeah. Bought a house, but I've been living on stage. Trying to find a real me.
She had quite a long introduction there, and it sounds like this is a drum beat, program pattern. I don't think these are live drums at all. And I think our man was saying that he's been literally like out on the road for the longest while. But yeah, let's check it. Sorry, let's move a little bit further back, guys.
Most of my life's full of sad days.
Oh.
Yeah. Most of my life's full of sad days. Started at a young age. Yeah. Bought a house, but I've been living on stage.
So he said he started at a young age. He's bought a house, but he's been living on stage. So that's where I thought he's been like spending most of his time traveling, performing, etc.
Trying to find a real me, I ain't found it yet. Wake up every morning feeling like I'm guilty. Talk to God, can you hear me? Lately I'm a mess. I don't want no one to help me. Yeah, I don't want no one to help me.
And it's a theme he's had from some of his other tracks. I'm certain it's the ones that I heard in Moments, where he said that he's prayed to God, you know, but he doesn't want anyone to help him. So it's a struggle between asking for help, getting help and wanting it, and only asking for God's help and guidance when he needs it. So there was the whole scaboodle about that whole thing that was going on in a couple of the tracks from the Moments album, which was really interesting. And it's literally sums up a lot of people as well, isn't it? It's sometimes, you know, why is it you only ask for favors when you need something, but you don't ask for favors when you're in a good space, you're in a good place? It's only when you're down that you start to turn and look for help and assistance. It's that kind of thing there. So yeah, so he's carried on that same kind of theme from the Moments album.
Yeah. Most of my life's full of sad days. Started at a young age. Yeah. Bought a house, but I've been living on stage. Trying to find a real me, I ain't found it yet. Wake up every morning feeling like I'm guilty. Talk to God, can you hear me? Lately I'm a mess. I don't want no one to help me. Yeah, I don't want no one to help me. And if you think that I make decisions based off of what you think, then you're wrong. Can't nobody think for me, I got my own thoughts. Sometimes you don't know what you had until it's all gone. Till it's all gone. If I took the hand that was dealt me, then I would be nowhere in life. Yeah, I had to think smart.
I like that. If I took the hand that was dealt me, I'd be nowhere in life. So what I think our man NF's saying is that if you just settle for what you've got, you won't achieve anything without a struggle. And, you know, there was a famous person, I won't mention his name, but he wrote the book Mein Kampf, my struggle, my fight. And it's true. I'm not saying what he's done or his philosophy is right, but what I'm saying is, though, is that everything about our life, guys, is about trials and tribulations and how you deal with things that come onto you. Anyone and everyone could be great when things are going great, people. You know, when things are going great, you've got money in the bank, you've got food on the table, you've got clothes on your back, you know, you've got a great life, etc. You can be the life and soul of the party. But what happens when things get hectic? When it gets hectic, guys, when things go wrong, that is the test of a true person's character. How do you react to it? Do you just sit back and lie back and let it affect you? Do you rise to it? Or do you use it as a challenge to actually surmount it and get over it? And that's what I think our man here is saying. You know, the hand he was dealt wasn't a great hand, but he's done his best to rise above all of that stuff and to actually make the best of the situation, or to actually make a bad situation good or better. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I think our man Nathan's saying.
All gone till it's all gone. If I took the hand that was dealt me, then I would be nowhere in life. Yeah, I had to think smart. Threw away the deck and got my own cards. Long before I had the money to afford a car. I've been doing me. I've been doing me. Yeah, I've been doing me. I've been doing me. Following my dreams, yeah.
So this is a very retrospective track. Because I think he started off by saying he's been sad for a long while. So literally, this is part of him. And I remember seeing the film. Oh, what was it now? And it's always resonated with me. It was one with the Incredible Hulk, had Loki in it as well. It was one of the Avengers films a few years back now. And I remember someone was asking the Hulk, and at the time I was getting mixed up. Is it Bruce Banner or David Banner? I can't remember the name anyway. But they're saying to him, how do you manage to keep yourself from getting into a rage, as you always were as the Incredible Hulk? And it's really weird. And I can't remember who asked him that question. I can't remember. But he turned to that person and said nonchalantly, he said, it's because he's always angry. And that's the thing I think our man NF is. So he has just got to live, or he's learned to live with his feelings. So I think other people, if they had the same feelings that NF has, like the majority of the time or most of the time or some of the time, they probably wouldn't be able to live with that. But he's gone through all these things. He has all these compartments in his head, etc., etc. So literally, he is always, I'm not saying NF, but say, for instance, the Hulk, he's always angry. And that way, he can just control it now. Because I don't think anyone can be always happy, sad, angry, whatever. There's peaks and troughs. But with someone who, if they're always, I think what he meant by that is he's learned to control it. He lives with it. He manages it all the time. And so he can turn it on when he wants to, and literally maybe put it on simmer or rather than sizzle if he wants to as well. That's the way I'm reading this. And I've always thought that, because that resonated with me when the Incredible Hulk said that, or Bruce Banner, David Banner. I can't remember the name of the film, but it's the one with Loki in it a few years ago. Yeah, that was good. That was interesting, that.
I've been doing me. Following my dreams, yeah. I've been doing me. I've been doing me. I've been doing me, yeah. I've been doing me. I've been doing me. Following my dreams, yeah.
I've been doing me.
Most of my life's full of regrets.
Oh.
Things I want to take back, yeah. Wrote you a letter, wish that I had never sent that. Didn't even make sense.
Letter I'll never send. So NF said most of his life's been full of regrets. There's lots of stuff he wishes he could take back. There's a letter he sent he wishes he'd never sent. And they always say it's like, you know, when you on your deathbed, you don't really want to have regrets in this life. So you want to live a good and full life without regrets. But some regrets are not in your remit, or maybe they're not in your wheelhouse. There's nothing you can do about them. So he's probably talking about his mother and all those other bits and pieces, but there was not much that NF could do about his mum. You know, he couldn't control that. So you can only control what you can control. Anything that's out of your control, you can't control, but you can still have regrets about it.
Regrets, things I want to take back, yeah. Wrote you a letter, wish that I had never sent that. Didn't even make sense, I don't even know. All I know is I get lower on the weekends.
Oh.
They tell me I should make friends.
All I know is I get lower on the weekends. They tell me I should make friends. And guys, that is so true. I unfortunately have experienced, like many years ago, through a friend who sadly took his life. And that was an absolute shock, because you'd have thought he was the life and soul of the party. He's one of the nicest people you've ever met. Beautiful guy. brilliant person, into boxing, all these things. He was great in his job. I worked with him. And I get exactly what NF said, you know. So there's people that you may meet in different environments, like you may meet them in a social environment, or you may meet them in a work environment, etc. And in that environment, they seem to be the life and soul of the party. But outside of that environment where you don't know them, then, you know, and it's that thing he just said, you know, he's down at the weekends. So that's when he's most down. Maybe it's because he hasn't got the interaction with certain people or certain situations. I don't know. But yeah, I understand that 100%. Yeah, that is just, oh.
Don't even make sense, I don't even know. All I know is I get lower on the weekends. They tell me I should make friends, I just sit at home. Lately I've been off the deep end, yeah. I've been off the deep end, and if you think that I'm about to change who I am just for you, then you're so wrong. As a kid I built a house around my broke car. Sometimes you don't know what you had until it falls apart.
He built a house around his broke heart, and sometimes you won't know what you have until it falls apart.
Till it falls apart. If I took the hand that was dealt me, then I would be nowhere in life. Yeah, I had to think smart. Threw away the deck and got my own cards. Long before I had the money to afford a car. I've been doing me. I've been doing me. Yeah, I've been doing me. I've been doing me. Following my dreams. Yeah, I've been.
So this is the 5th track on the album, guys. I'm trying to actually play this in order, Perception. All the other tracks, all the other albums, I didn't really play them in consecutive order, which is a shame. But so the first 4 tracks, some of them were anthemic, but they were all hard and coming and coming and coming. They were all one of these pumped ones. This is the first real one, which is taking it down a pace. This is the first track that's starting to make me really slow down, starting to make me think. And this is the first one, which is really quite melancholic. It's sad, it's retrospective, and it's still powerful in the way that NF said, look, if he took the hand that was dealt to him, you know, if he didn't take the hand that was dealt to him and do something about it, he'd be an absolute whatever. But he's actually taken that hand, and like someone who's like in a golf bunker, he's got himself out of the bunker through his own merits, through his own efforts, but still, there are still things inside him that are dragging him down and making him feel low as well. So even in the heights of success, he's still low. And he said he still has regrets. Well,
to afford a car. I've been doing me. I've been doing me. Yeah, I've been doing me. I've been doing me. Following my dreams. Yeah, I've been doing me. I've been doing me. I've been doing me. Yeah, I've been doing me.
I hope I can hear more NF coming from this side as well.
Yeah, I'm just doing me. Yeah, I'm just doing me. I'm reminiscing back to both of us laughing, playing old records, thinking every one of them's classic. Windows down, we on the street, up in Michigan rapping. We talked about it, but never really knew it could happen. My confidence about as low as the gases. We didn't have the money for it, so we turned the key backwards and sit in parking lots for hours till the battery crashes. I think that we related, cause both of us were looking for answers. A couple months ago, I drove into Glad and got me all of my feelings.
Who's NF talking about? So he says it's him and someone else hanging out in Michigan, their dreams, didn't think their dreams would ever come true. They couldn't even afford the gas for the car.
There's something about being somewhere that's familiar, pulling the gas station, open up the tank, then I fill it, then laugh. When I move back, not in a million, but I appreciate the memories we had. I know you've been calling, sorry I never called back. I know I've been distant, you know I never meant that. You can tell the family how I'm doing if they ask, I'm just doing me.
He's just doing him. So is NF talking to his other self? Or who is NF talking about, people? Whoa. Whoa, so that was Dreams. Oh my goodness. And this is the 5th track off the album. Oh, excuse me. Just every time I mash up the place. So this is his 5th track from the album Perception. Oh my gosh. That's absolute, yeah. So even if you can see his face here, he's got his head in his hands, sort of thing. You know, it's just, yeah. It's like he's holding himself. You know, dreams. So literally, I think NF's talking about the dreams he's had from way back to even now. There's hope and there's regret as well, probably in equal parts. That was incredible, that track. It's actually made me feel really sad. Oh my goodness. It's sad, you know, and the sad thing is, people, you can never ever tell, you know, and I think about, is it Smokey Robinson? Tracks of My Tears, you know, you see me, you know, I've got a mask, he wears a mask in public, you know, with a smiling face kind of thing. Because is it Tracks of My Tears? Can't remember. It's one of those two tracks, one of Smokey Robinson's hits, whatever. When he says he wears a mask in public to fool the public, etc. You know, sad times, because no one wants to see someone who's sad. So literally, you learn to live with it. You live with that inner sadness. And to be honest with you, you could be with people 24/7 all the time, and they won't even know that you have an issue at all or a problem. Unless you seek their help, they'll never ever know. And if you said something to them or something happens, whatever, they'll say you were the last person on this earth who would have thought would have problems and issues and sadness and, you know, all these things, because you were always there. You were always the one pulling them up. So it's one of those things, guys, that we can't beat ourselves up on, you know, but just if the call comes to help and to assist, we answer that call as best we can. You know, because if they've taken the time and the trouble to actually confide in you, to say that they have an issue and a problem and they need help, then we need to do the best to help them and not dismiss them. But yeah, Dreams, that was incredible, guys. Every time I hear an NF track, I'm just like, whoa. There's so many things about every single track I've heard from NF. I'm starting to rethink stuff, and I'm starting to try and think about what would I do in that situation, or have I been in that situation? Am I in that situation? You know, and it's incredible. As an artist, that if you have the ability, the skills to be able to do that, to actually make people question what they're listening to, and not just to question, that's probably not 100% right, but to care about what they're listening to. So, I mean, in some ways you can listen to it and you can just dismiss it. In other ways, you can listen to it and you think, oh my goodness, this resonates with me. How does it make me feel? What do I feel about it? What would I do in that situation? All of those sort of questions. And it's those ones, those tracks that I hear that make me ask questions, that make me question what I thought before I heard the track and what am I thinking after I've heard that track. That's where I think NF excels at. He's brilliant at this. Somehow he picks the actual crucial facets of a question, of an issue, of a situation, and he teases it out of you. That's all I can say. Absolutely fantastic. So I've heard 5 tracks now from Perception. Each track totally different, but each track in its own way has asked some questions that possibly I may not have even thought that I need to answer. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I always try and give you a true, frank and honest answer with NF, because I think NF it's more than the music with NF. It's weird. There are certain artists that I cover, there's certain artists that I react to, and I know, probably won't tell you, but I know exactly why I listen to those artists, why I react to those artists, and I know exactly which bells, buttons, knobs these guys and girls, I call them all guys, will push. And with NF, it's always ones that I'm asking myself personal questions. You have that effect, NF. And sometimes they're not questions that I really want to ask myself, but I will ask myself those questions and try and be as truthful, faithful, frank and honest as I can. But yeah, I am absolutely loving this album. And people keep telling me that this isn't even his best album. So I have a long way to go. 5 for 5, guys. That was absolutely brilliant. I really loved it. I'm glad I've heard it. Dreams is incredible. Guys, let me know in the comment section what Dreams means for you. Let me know, am I way off beam? Am I anywhere near the ballpark in what NF is saying and writing and performing? Singing as well on this track as well as MCing. Yeah, I really like this track, guys. I hope you do as well. Guys, please subscribe to my channel here at Urb'n Barz if you haven't subscribed to it, because I'm going to go through the whole NF journey, however long that takes me, because it's a ride that I think I need to get on and make certain that I don't get off until I understand exactly what it's all about, and I probably never will. But guys, have a great evening. Look after yourselves, look after each other. Make certain that if you have an issue and a problem, that there's someone that you trust and that you can confide in, that you do. Don't bottle it all up, guys, because it's not good for us. But have a great evening. Look after yourselves, look after each other, and make certain you come back to the next Urb'n Barz reaction, guys. I'm out.